let's speak about goals.
Like, there's like a big wall of like silence that is so like.
At this point, I'm just like, I want to listen to my body. And
I feel like people feel a lot of pressure to tone up their body.
just find your like comfort zone, but in a good way.
You know?
Don't stay in your comfort zone. Our last episode and our first episode at the same time was about Palestine. Honestly, we just want to keep this movement going. So I know for a fact the crimes are still happening, the brutalization is still happening, the oppression is literally still rubbed in our faces. You know,
Demolitions of homes. Like, I've seen like.
it's just so heartbreaking. How can you like? I can't even imagine having a whole house for myself, for my family, and then having to have a choice between destroying it on your own or paying thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody else to come and destroy it for you. And you've mentioned that in the first episode.
Yeah, it's just so sick. And to be honest, like, I feel like there's been obviously a decline. Like, on the first, when things in Palestine were escalating and stuff, like, you know, we're sending emails to like senators and like making sure action was taken. And like things are still happening, but like it just, there's like this calmness of like, okay, summer started and like we have all these like different like goals and stuff, and we're kind of like forgetting. It's still happening. Amjad, it's still happening. We just need to like, you know, past couple of weeks after it like died down, which it didn't. But it's never too late to just like pick up your pen and write an email.
Yeah. Honestly, the small steps. And if you haven't watched our first episode, have the honor to. At the end, we've mentioned like things we could do to keep the movement going, and inshallah, all of us could benefit from that and never ever forget, you know, and keep it by our heart every single day. But for this episode, inshallah, we'll be talking about something more lighthearted.
You breathing in and out of my. This meeting is being recorded.
I don't consent.
Yalla sumi man. Ahleen man, hi.
How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. My voice is like half broken right now because this whole week I started my job as a camp counselor, and I've been yelling at the kids all the time. Like, the first day I was like, "You need something, Johnny?" The final day I was like, "Time out, Johnny." Like, that's honestly, like, that's why my voice is kind of crooked today, but we're just gonna roll with it.
But honestly, I'm so proud of you. No, now you have a job. Like, it just sounds so cool. Because for me as a teenager, I'd be like, I'm curious and know how would you like apply. And I feel like a lot of people would be curious as well. You know, just be like, hello, I want to apply to your job.
Yeah, a lot of things are like virtual nowadays. So like, if you go on Indeed or like different job postings, usually like this is like a job with the mosque. So if you're like looking for something like that, you should definitely like sign up for like those WhatsApp groups for like your local centers or whatnot. And then there like and on social media you'll be able to find like links where you can like email the manager with your like resume and cover letter. My voice is oh my god.
I swear.
But it's just you go from there, and you could do that. In terms of like resume building, honestly, it took me like a while to like figure out what to put on and or like what to exclude. But you should definitely keep it like under a page if you can. But for this job, I just like dumped everything I had, like all my childhood experience, like with carrots.
Like that.
Yeah, and you should definitely watch like videos online. There's a lot on like how to like build your resume. So yeah, honestly, just volunteer a lot first, and then inshallah you'll like the job that I'm in right now. I volunteered with the center, and then they already know me and stuff, so they were able to be like, oh yeah, we know her. So if you volunteer at the place you want to work at, that's like a great way to get like noticed by the manager.
Speaking about volunteering, I have a question. I feel like you volunteer a lot, which is a really good thing. What was the most interesting like volunteering role you had in your life? Like
in my life?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I started in grade 9 because you start like in high school. To be honest, I haven't volunteered in many places. Like, it's just my mosque or the library. One time I went to like Comic Con. I don't know if you know what that is, but basically,
Yeah, I
like,
do know it. Yeah.
yeah, and I went there and I was doing button making with kids and like comics and stuff.
That's so
Like
interesting.
buttons, like you know those like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
button maker. And then I took pictures with like Naruto and like random like costume.
Girl, what even? But that is actually interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was the most interesting.
هلا Bayan is in Canada and I'm in Turkey. So we obviously are kind of a long distance friendship.
Yeah.
But in grade 7, that's where we met in Abu Dhabi. And let's just talk about the weather.
Man, it's an oven there. Like, I'm serious.
Astaghfirullah. I never knew there's another world that existed outside that place. Like, I literally thought everywhere is like hot like that. We sound like uncles, like Arab uncles talking right now with the weather.
How's the weather? I'm yeah. Just like waiting at the bus stop,
yeah.
like, hey, nice weather today. But no, but for real, like the weather there is just kind of unreal. Like, but I would say Canada's also hot. Like, Canada feels like you're on the stovetop, and Emirat is like you're in the oven. So I feel like, yeah, they're both bad, but
Yeah, they are both bad. Honestly, right now, like I'm wearing a hoodie, but this is I want my whole year to be hoodie season, but right now this is AC weather, so that's how I'm surviving right now.
facts. Oh my god. By the way, speaking of weather, like as the weather changes, obviously like our clothing changes, and like, um, yeah, what have you been like wearing these days in the summer? Do you feel like I feel like people feel a lot of pressure to tone up their body or whatnot because you can't
Oh
really hide
my
behind
god.
hoodies anymore. You kind of have to wear like your, like looser. Like you could still wear loose clothing, but you're just more apparent now. Like you're wearing dresses or like
Mhm.
t-shirt or something. But like, how is that with you? Like, do you feel any?
I mean, I feel like I wear the exact same clothes, except in winter I just put a jacket on top. Like literally a jacket. But in comparing to Abu Dhabi, like of course our clothes completely changed because in Abu Dhabi, actually, did it change though? Because in summer we'd be in malls, we wouldn't be going out,
Yeah.
and then in spring and stuff we'd be wearing the same thing. But I feel like speaking about that like pressure not to tone up or something. I mean, honestly, right now in this phase, I'm really happy in the phase I am right now because at this point I'm just like I want to listen to my body. And when you truly want to listen to your body, you're either like, okay, am I hungry? Because your body tells you, are you hungry? So you go eat. Are you thirsty? You go drink. You feel like you're lazy? You go work out. And I feel like when you pressure yourself through a diet or through extreme exercise, you're not listening to what you need, you know? And we have that human instinct. Personally, I tried so many like diets. I tried being like, oh my god, every day I'd work out for 1 hour. That's like that was my goal. And then I would get so disappointed in myself and be like, oh my god, no, no, no. So then I came up with, you know what, خلاص, let's just have this plan. I listen to my body, and it's not like I'm gonna binge eat 24/7, which happened like a little bit, but let's not talk about that.
I want chocolate. Yeah.
And then for exercise, oh my god, exercise, I always like لما اشوف like these motivational like TikTok videos, I feel so dreaded with like I'm supposed to exercise. I'm supposed to feel good about it. But the only thing that I realized and I learned over time that I'm only gonna exercise if I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And enjoying it could be like whatever. If you like swimming, then swim. If you like, I don't know, basketball, then do basketball. If that's the exercise you like, then do it. Personally, I like badminton, so this is the way I exercise. You know?
Yeah, that's actually such a great point because whenever I think of working out, it's always like, okay, push ups, treadmill, like that's it. That's all you have at the gym. But literally, exercise could be any form of movement. Like back in the day, I feel like this is a new innovation, like exercise, because back in the day, you'd eat so you could run after the sheep that you were like herding. Like you have energy to do that. But now we have to like make up games, like, okay, I'll put the ball in the bucket on the other side because like there's nothing to like you really use your body for like extensively, you know, because we have all these machines. But honestly, like you said, like if you like jogging, go outside and like
just find your like comfort zone, but in a good way.
you know,
Don't stay in your comfort zone. I'm not gonna confuse you. Find your comfort zone in this way, but like in other ways, like you need to try new things sometimes. You know, you can't just stay there for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And with sports too, like I want to say I'm such a potato, so I'm literally not good at any sport. I'm very good at like individual sports. I feel like when I work with the team, like sport wise, I like if I hurt anybody on the court, I will stop and be like, "Are you okay? I'm so sorry." And like I will stand there for like a good 5 minutes and be like, "Bro, like get the ball." Like I'm just kind of sensitive. Like I don't know. Play those aggressive games to be honest.
No, but like Anna, sometimes, oh my god, when I played with my brother, when I used to play with him, he used to be so aggressive, but the aggressive level was like very normal compared to like, big like championship or like NBA or whatever it is. And then I'd get so sensitive. I'd be like, can you not push me? We're not supposed to push each other in basketball. And he'd be like, did you ever watch NBA videos, Jane? So yeah, and then after that, I've learned that okay, so you can't push people. So I went to school, and then in my girls' team, I'd push the girls, and they'd all be so sensitive. I'd be like, oh my god, I'd be like, it's okay, this is normal.
Oh my god, yeah. When I used to play in Imarat, like when I was in grade 1 or 2, I would play with my brothers and his friends, like soccer, like in front of the schoolyard or something. I feel like in Arab countries, like sports are very aggressive.
Yeah.
Even Sudan, like people just like they play soccer on a really like rough level. And I feel like when you come to Canada, it's very like posh and like we're fancy. Like we don't play that. I don't know, but when I was in gym class in Canada and I was pushing people around, it's like penalty girl, like off you go.
Anyways, so let's speak about summer. What are like, I guess, our passion projects? Let's speak about goals and how we can plan them in a way that we're not going to be disappointed, but also in a way that we're not going to be spending hours and hours on the media just scrolling, and days pass by so fast and you're studying into the next grades, going to your next chapter.
Honestly, like with goals, I started this new thing where it's like I want to build habits, but there are some things like that I would want. Yeah, but it was more so like habit based because I heard once it's like you reach a goal and then it's like, okay, what's next, or like, I'm gonna or lose this many kilograms, and then okay, after I lost it, that's it. I'm gonna go back to like how I was eating before. So like I feel like the habit and like a lifelong like habit that you stick to, it's just kind of my priority this summer to build more habits and like good habits. Even if it's just like 10 minutes a day doing something, I feel like it'll like slowly build up. Yeah, what about you? How do you like plan your goals?
Honestly, especially like alhamdulillah now in summer, the first 2 weeks passed by so like slow, but at the same time fast. Like in it was slow, and then now I'm like, oh my god, that was so fast. And I honestly regret it because it was mostly like my little sister and I just video games and stuff. And then today, especially today, we're like, you know what? We got 2 months left. We can't let it like go by with the blink of an eye. And we're gonna do things, like whatever it is. Hatta low, like I don't know, build a fort. No, but we want exactly like we want like an eventful summer. We don't have to like travel to Antarctica. Okay, nobody travels to Antarctica in the summer. Yeah, and we'll do things on our own. We don't have to wait for something to happen, And we're not done yet, but we did like a little, I don't know what we call this, but like we'll pick one every day and be like, we'll do this. We'll stick by this tonight.
Oh, like a bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. Like a summer bucket list.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you actually put it in a bucket. I never thought about it. Usually it's like you make a list and then you like cross off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but then I love how you like wrapped it up and you put it in there because it's like...
It's more exciting. Yeah. Like, and we even color coded it. So one thing is like outings, one thing's like in-home activities, so we don't have to like do an outing every single day. But yeah, for the like listing, like every single year, but in my journal I would like put like a list and then like check it, and it used to be so cool. حتى لو even half of it would be done.
Yeah, like really fun like challenges and stuff. Yeah. As like with since I work at a camp now, I have to basically occupy these kindergartners with all these activities throughout the day. So I'm basically doing like a lot of research on like what do kids like and stuff. But I've tried some of them with my siblings and like I'm having fun. Like honestly, like search up like science projects or like crafts or whatever. Like you'll find like really cool stuff, and you can have younger siblings do it with them, or even like with yourself. Like, oh my god, if you put I never thought of this before, but if you put a string on like either side of your wall and then you stick like a straw through and you blow a balloon and you like tape it to the straw, but you don't like tie it up, and then like let it go and it like.
Oh yeah, I've done this in like second grade or something.
It's so much fun though. So
like you're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, you should just let your inner childhood out. To be honest, in the summer.
Yeah, honestly.
Us teens, we're just always kind of like we're cool. We're on our phones. Like, no, the cool stuff is in the.
Honestly, yeah, it saddens me a lot, and I'm no different than others, or I feel like I am slightly different. But what I mean is, I'm no better than others. But I always see my surroundings, and I feel like a lot of us are just like sticked into the virtual world, I swear. Now we sound like Arab moms, not Arab uncles.
Kids these days, they're gonna get cancer from these phones.
La.
Literally, that's how they make it sound. But yeah, it's so much like if you have, I don't know how public transportation is like in Turkey, but now that I use public transportation, like I've never used it before. I always use a car. But when I get on the bus, because it's new to me, right? And I get so excited and I'm there for 15 minutes just staring around like, oh my God, it's moving, oh my God.
Literally, I relate to this so much because here, like, أول ما جيت in Turkey, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get a car, خلاص, we're not gonna need public transportation. And then there was literally no need for a car because we found out the public transportation is so easy and anywhere you want to go to, it's just ready for you. I feel so like independent. I feel like the first times I've used it, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. It's like another whole world. Like it's a new experience. And then when I came back, I had a trip back to Abu Dhabi. And then I realized there were public transportations, but I guess we never used them or they weren't spread around the city like it is here,
Yeah, but definitely like looking at the little things and just, you have a lot of adventures if you just look around you. And even on the bus, like a lot of people are just on their phones. I'm like, what's your name? Kind of get excited.
If you were a stranger on the bus, I knew that you started a conversation. I'm sorry, but I'd run away. Like
you'd run away.
Sorry, I have social anxiety. I can't. Like I literally start shaking. I'm like, I don't know who you are. Goodbye.
Okay. No. Let's talk about this. Like the whole. Obviously, people actually have social anxiety. Like
of course, it's a real thing.
So widespread among us teens. We literally cannot talk to each other, and it's so sad. Like, oh my God, literally, people. Obviously, COVID has a big part to play in it because we haven't talked to people in like ages. But I feel like even because of phones and stuff, we think we're like more connected to everyone. We're not even like if you look through like the people you're following, it's like, did I even have a meaningful conversation with this person? Like, do they even check up on me? Like, it's just all fake and surface level like relationships. We need to all just start, human beings like need social interactions, we need to like and stuff. And it was so easy back in the day. Like people were in villages or like, Ammo, you got the bread or not yet? Like, like, you just kind of, everyone has each other's backs. But here, everyone's so isolated. I don't know if you can feel the same in Turkey.
But yeah.
In Canada, like literally everyone's in their own bubble. And I feel like that's the reason for like depression rates are like skyrocketing, to be honest. I think this is one of the main reasons. The lack of like social, like that meaningful social interaction, not just like, oh, I follow you on Facebook.
I swear this year, ya Allah, I need to tell you about this thing. Basically, our first day of 11th grade, we went and literally nobody was talking. I swear I filmed a video. Everyone was on their phone. There are like more than 20 students on their phone. And the teacher is not there, okay? We had like a 20-minute break. And it was the most awkward thing I've ever experienced and most uncomfortable thing because everyone was sitting there and like it was like I could hear crickets. I could literally hear crickets and they were just all on their phone. I'm like, So is anybody gonna make conversation? And I felt like
Really?
if we were in grade 5, or like let's say had to grade 7, I swear I'm like 100% sure that wouldn't have happened. I don't know. I think that it's just builds up the corona thing, and then having phones, and then us growing apart and becoming our own like individuals and teenagers. But I feel like just growing up makes you more charismatic, or makes you more like you're more comfortable to have a conversation, but that was not there at all. Like it was
Yeah.
zero literally.
And it's so true. The same thing happened. I had a parenting class first semester, and it's dead silence. She was like, "Okay, guys," and she tells us all her baby stories and stuff. And then like, I'm like, "Good one," and everyone's like, "Yep." Just don't care. Like, it just, and even in like break time, they're like, "Okay, guys, break time. You guys can talk, by the way. Like, it's fine." And we're all like, it's so awkward.
Somebody gotta break the ice, man.
Yeah, I gotta make the eyes, honestly, but I actually feel it inside of me. Sometimes it's like I want to like talk to somebody, but it's just so much like there's like a big wall of like silence that is so hard to like
Yeah,
shatter.
yeah.
But once you open your mouth and you like starts,
It gets so easy. Yeah.
yeah, it gets so easy. You just have to take that first step. Like college, just I used to go in my head like 3, 2, 1. What's your name? Like, actually,
Dude,
like,
but like for me personally, before taking that first step to break the ice and like خلاص, just remove that huge fat wall, between you two, was so difficult to take. I felt like like my throat was clutched, and I was like, should I do it? Should I not? And I just ran away at the end. But
yeah,
especially like coming here and having to meet a lot of people, new people, you just put into situations you're forced to like take that first step. And if you don't take that first step, you're never going to, basically. So you just
exactly.
think about it.
Oh my god. Oh god, it reminds me of like the first day we met. You literally went around to all the girls. You're like, "Hi, I'm Jane. Hi, I'm Jane."
Man, do you remember who was doing that? I was not doing that. My mom was behind me, forcing me to shake hands with everyone. I'm telling you, I was not like that. Like I just had to, like, at that moment when I walked into the gym, I literally was not gonna say hi to anybody and just stand there, like wait for the whole year to finish. And then my mom was like, "Jane, you're gonna take the first step and you're gonna handshake everyone." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." And she was like, "You're gonna do that or I'm leaving." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." And then she literally forced me, and I felt like grade 7, like it was like خلاص, where we've all like hit that age, you can do things on your own. So it was so embarrassing. It was literally.
Oh my god, honestly, I'm so glad your mom did that because I feel like if you were to just go there and like stand awkwardly or even in class and not talk at all, that ice would have never been broken and like who knows, like maybe we wouldn't have like if imagine all of us in grade 7 was just on our phones like in our own bubble, we would have never had the memories. But it's good that from the beginning you're like, "Hi, I'm Lejane." So then when I was in Arabic class, I'm like, "Oh, it's Lejane from like this morning." Like I already knew who you were.
And as embarrassing as it was, I'm so grateful for that. And it turned out like grade 7, like the friendship group we had together, it was one of the best I've had in my whole life. Like, and it wasn't like, yani, there were people who would have brought like more negative energy, but I feel like our group, exactly, like we just like wanted to have a good time. We wanted to build like a real bond, and there was a real bond. I'm so thankful for that, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So honestly, the takeaway from here is like just break the ice, y'all. Break it. Like literally, other teens are in the same position as you, going like, "Okay, should I like say the first thing? Like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to anyone." And like, I don't know. In my head, it makes it seem that like I'm the only one feeling this way, and everyone's just like,
Yeah, true.
"I'm not gonna talk to you." But like, no, everybody's just nervous, and you have to like,
Yeah.
go out there.
We were speaking, by the way, about like building up habits, and I've been reading this book, almost done with it. It's called, wait, let me get it. It's called Allah Loves by Amr Sulaiman. I'm pretty sure you know Amr Sulaiman.
Yes,
right?
I do know him, but I've never read that book.
And there was this thing. It basically talks about like characteristics or qualities that Allah loves and that we can practice. One of the things that Allah loves most was not doing like the hugest things and stuff. It was doing the little things constantly, or like with consistency.
Consistency.
Consistency. Yeah, with consistency. So like it's a small thing, but if you do it every day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves that so much. And I feel like that would help me a lot and would help everyone watching this if we take this advice and we just start by taking the small first step, and everything after is just هيتيسر هيك.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And what are like some examples of things that like we can start and like to build even our Muslim character? Do you
Mm.
think little things we could do every day? Do you have any suggestions?
Um
I have some too. Don't worry, I'm not like putting you on the
okay, no.
spot.
It's okay, you're not putting me on the spot. The first thing I feel like the first thing that popped on my head is just like be kinder. Like I feel like if you go out, honestly, I've struggled with this at first, but then it became so easy. Like just getting into a taxi cab or something, just say salam alaikum, And I think you don't relate to that much because if you're in Canada, I feel like not everyone's gonna be Muslim. A salam is compulsory.
Yeah, it's actually the right of a Muslim, like for you.
Exactly. Or even a smile. A smile is like, what's it called in Arabic? Sadaqa. Yeah. ابتسامة هي صدقة or something. There's hadith about it's not gonna take from you anything, and if you do it little by little every day or whenever you go out, it's just gonna build up. It's gonna build up a beautiful character inside you.
Yeah, that's so true. You can even like if you smile at someone, they're more likely gonna smile at someone else. Then you get like a ripple. Like,
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
So you never know. Oh my god, so true. Yeah, I feel like a habit too to start is like if you're not memorizing the Quran, to like maybe start with one like ayah a day or something. Even if you're on Juz Amma or like in Qul Huwallahu Ahad, like just memorize like one a day. Or like if you want to revise. Honestly, I struggle a lot with revising because I remember stuff when I was younger and then like
evaporation. Yeah. So yeah, like I memorized in school and stuff. So just going back to those things, like my brother says to revise everything that you did every 10 days. So you can kind of make a schedule for yourself in the summer, especially now with like more free time. And like, it's just, it's awesome to be connected to the Quran. Honestly, like I heard once that like the Quran is your friend. And like, if you haven't talked to your friend in a long time, you kind of like feel this pain, So you should like on a daily, always have that like with you.
And continuing with what you said, borrowed like a Quran that has like the Arabic side on the right and then the English side on the left for my sister, and honestly it helped so much because with like in these 2 weeks, I'm not sure which Friday, but I tried to read Surah Al-Kahf but with the English translation. And the first time in my whole life I've literally understood like a whole story, and I was so shocked, and I was like, I couldn't stop reading it. It felt like an actual story, and although like the Quran is way more valuable than just a story, and I was like, oh my god, like understanding it is just a whole different feeling than just reading it, And of course every ayah is like 10 hasanat, so it's just like incredibly valuable. So yeah, I recommend is if you're struggling with revising or memorizing, try to understand the meaning behind every ayah, And especially praying, when you pray. Before, honestly, I used to just, as a chore,
Fatiha would be like a rap battle,
Open my library inside and literally not read, like just كأنه كأني بسمع poem or like a song that I don't even, that's in another language basically, And I would read it and then pray and then salam alaikum and khalas, like that's it. It will be like 2 minutes of my life and it's just be a chore. But then like especially this year I was like, you know what, I actually need to realize what these verses mean, literally Surah Al-Fatiha. And after knowing what each word means, of course after like seeing it by the English translation and حتى even watching lectures online, every time I read it, I would actually think, and inshallah حتى in the future I would still think, because sometimes everyone can get distracted, you cannot be 100% perfect. But every time I try to like think of every single word and what it actually means and the sentence, and actually feel it in your heart. And I feel like that is so important. It's so vital to actually like know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my god, I remember once hearing like the reason why alcohol was the ban of prohibition of alcohol happened like gradually, like in the Prophet's time, because it was so like widespread and the Quran was like recited gradually. But first it was like stay away from it, like it's better not to do it because there's more harm than good. And then it was like, okay, don't do it while you're praying. And the reason for that, like, don't do it like before you pray, because the reason for that is that like you won't know what you're saying. And nowadays I feel like not only the language barrier, but even people who speak Arabic, like Arabic's my native tongue, but when I recite the Quran, there's still stuff like, you know, I know sama and ard and wama, like, you know, but then the actual meaning does not, I'm not like a literature degree or something, I'm not like familiar with the metaphors and stuff, and it doesn't enter my heart as well as it did back then. And like even like now we like think about all these things, especially as teenagers, so many things go through our mind, so it's like we don't even know what we're saying while we pray. And like that was the reason people couldn't drink alcohol back then before they prayed. And now it's like we're drunk, you know, we don't even think about what we're saying. So it's just like such a weird, yani, the salah supposed to be a conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but imagine talking to someone, like imagine me talking to you and I'm like, what's for dinner today? Like, how is that a conversation?
Astaghfirullah al-Azim. And Jad, may we all be guided through the right way and through the right path. Hatta hala, we're just like talking normally, but you don't know like how hard it is to get out of this cycle, that, and it feels like such a rabbit hole basically, you know.
Vijay, what did you have for breakfast today?
What did I have for breakfast today? Oh, I had baklava.
Baklawa for breakfast.
With a cup of milk.
We were talking about exercise before, but we didn't talk about healthy eating. This is why this happened.
Girl, okay, leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh my god, I probably ate ice cream for like breakfast literally last week. But yeah, honestly, I heard this the other day, like back to like our topic about healthy eating and stuff, because in the summer, you know, it's just better for you to like start eating healthy, and it's kind of easier because you have more time. But one girl was just telling me like the 80-20 rule, and it's like as long as the majority of your food is healthy, then adi, like you can eat like ice cream here and there or chocolate. Like before, I would be like feel so guilty for eating ice cream or like eating chocolate or something. Like, oh my god, this is not how I nourish my body. Or like, you know, obviously you want to nourish your body, but here and there, it's like, you know, it's a good thing for your mind to just have a boost of dopamine. I don't know if it's good for you, never mind. But like here, there, you know. But
nutritionist down.
Like starting a bit at a time. Like, you know, make your breakfast healthy, and then make your lunch healthy, and then make your dinner. Like it could be a gradual process.
Yeah. Basically, don't disappoint yourself because you can't be 100%. You're human. You're built that way. Yeah. And I feel like even if you're 100% with food, like dieting and stuff, there's an Arabic expression. It's like فش يغلك. So you're gonna فش يغلك بأشياء تانية, you know? That's so wrong. I'm sorry. خلاص, guys, we're done here. Thank you so much for watching our second episode, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure to leave your suggestions for future ones in the comments.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do Arabic expressions again. Yeah. Okay, we'll do
in the comments. No.
Okay, peace, you guys.
Bye. Okay, what does fushi mean?
From you breathing in and